So I got a couple things to go over today. We're going to take a look at the Group 1 YieldMax ETF announcements. And I also want to talk about a new ETF that I did find, and I think it's quite interesting. And for just a quick sneak peek, it will be DIVO with the Amplify ETFs. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So today I'm going to take a look at the YieldMax ETFs as Group 1 did their announcements today. And then we'll follow up with a new ETF that I did buy today, and it's DIVO with Amplify ETFs. We'll take a look at the chart on this one, and I'll show you why I like this one. So if you appreciate this type of content, please hit that like button, as it would be much appreciated. So let's just go ahead and let's take a look at those announcements first. For YieldMax, this is Group 1, which has an X date of December 31st and a pay date of January the 2nd. And in Group 1, we have Chippy for 44 cents, Feet with 34 cents, FIVE 25 cents, GPTY 25 cents, LFGY 24 cents, QDTY 14 cents, RDTY 20 cents, SDTY 12 cents, SLTY 39 cents, ULTY with 48 cents, and I have ULTY, so that'll be a nice distribution for me. YMAG with 9 cents, and YMAX with 10 cents, and I have YMAX as well. So I'll be able to update my spreadsheets with these numbers, which will help to adjust that real price per share. And next we have the RoundHill funds, and this has an X date of the 31st and a pay date of January the 2nd. And for these we have YBTC for $1.38, YETH for 17 cents, XDTE $2.05. Wow, that's a very nice distribution. Way to go, XDTE. Makes me sad that I sold that one, right? But that's all right. I didn't have many shares of that one. QDTE for $1.72. I do have QDTE, and that's a very nice distribution. RDTE with $1.08. Another nice distribution. So that is 3 very nice payouts on RoundHill right there. And last we have the Defiance funds. It has an X date of the 31st and a pay date of January the 2nd. So we're looking at QLDY with 18 cents, AMDY for 20 cents, ETHI for 9 cents, HIMY 10 cents, HOOI 13 cents, MSTY for 11 cents, PLTY 16 cents, SMCY 8 cents, SPYT 31 cents, QQQY 31 cents. And that wraps up all of the distribution sheets that I have. So let's just go ahead and let's jump into the new one that I did get into, and that's DIVO with Amplify ETFs. As you can see, this one here has a net asset of about 5.8 billion. So it's got a very large net asset for DIVO. And this one here has been out for quite a while. It's been out since 2016. So this one here has been out for 9 years. So it's got a little bit of time behind it. But the one thing I did like is the charts. So let's just go ahead and let's slide right over to the Webull chart and let's just see what it looks like. All right, so here we are, DIVO. This is the Amplify Enhanced Dividend Income ETF. So this one here, it does pay out a dividend, and it pays out a monthly dividend. Now, it's not a dollar dividend and it's not a $3 dividend. It's more along the lines at around 20 cents, 18 cents, 17 cents, and so forth. But check this out. This is the latest dividend, and that latest dividend is 95 cents. Oh my goodness. What in the world, right? Now, that has an X date of today. All right. So that's 95 cents for any shares that you owned before today. Well, I bought my shares today, so I will not get that 95 cents for this month. But I did get a nice little price drop because of that X day. And we can zoom right in so I can show you. And there we go. So you can see when it went X, which was today, there's that huge drop in that price, right? It closed at $45.89 the day before, and today it opened at $45. So roughly an 89 cents drop, which of course did take it all the way down here. Now, I did not necessarily buy it all the way down here, as I didn't know about this one until today, and I didn't look into it until just a little bit ago. So I did make my purchase, and I've got my purchase at about $45.30, which is the price on the after hour market here. So it did move up a little bit in the after hours, as it did close at $44.83 today. It looks like it popped up in the after hours. I went ahead and grabbed about 12 shares of this one at $45.30. Now, why do I like this one so much? Because the distribution itself isn't tremendous, right? I mean, 20 cents and 18 cents outside of the latest being 95 cents. The rest of them have been around that 20 cents area. But let me show you this, as this is what's very interesting about DIVO. This is the 1-year chart for DIVO, and that red line, which is the 200 moving average. You can see that the candles themselves are pretty much staying above that 200 MA. It did dip down in this area here, but we all know what happened around March and April of this year, as this looks very similar to SPY, right? So as you can see, this one here staying above that MA 200. But how about a 5-year chart, which I would consider as long term? And there's the 5-year chart on this one. Look at this. There's that 5-year chart. That's the 200 moving average on a 5-year chart. Those candles are staying above that 200 MA. So this one here is getting some very nice price appreciation, right? Now it's not moving fast. It is an ETF, and it does move a bit slow. As you can see on the 1-year chart, looks like it was around maybe 38 bucks, and it's sitting at around $45 now. So yeah, not a huge move over the year, right? But it is moving up, and it does pay a monthly dividend. And that could be something that you can have, and that could help to provide a bit of passive income, right? If you had a good bit of shares in this and you're still earning that 17 cents or 20 cents every single month per share, and like I said, this has been going on for about 9 years. Now, I haven't rolled it back that far. Since we're talking about it, let's just see if we can roll it on back, and let's see what it looks like. And there you go. Look at this chart. That is a 5-year chart on DIVO. That is moving up and to the right. It is staying above that MA 200. So therefore, this one here could be a pretty good ETF to get into for long term, as it looks like it's holding its NAV and still paying out a dividend. Now, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So if you're going to get paid out $1, $2, $5 a month, or even $1 or so a week, then you know that has to have a higher risk to it. And I've got plenty of those, right? I've got some in YieldMax, Defiance, and RoundHill, but it looks like on DIVO, this one here could be a long-term play. Now, of course, nothing here is guaranteed or is financial advice. Please do your own research to figure out what you want to invest into. But for me, you know, I'm looking for those candles to stay above that MA 200 for that 5-year chart. and I'm looking for it to stay above it on that 1-year chart. And like I said, it did dip here, but that was an event, and I'm willing to overlook a special event because this was more market wide, not necessarily just that ETF or a stock itself. And the fact that it has continued to pay out those dividends, and we can just keep scrolling on back. And like I said, it has been paying those dividends for quite a while. So it looks like it's holding pretty strong on the price and continually to pay those dividends. Now, of course, nothing is guaranteed, and that does not mean that this will continue to move up, but I thought this was very interesting of a play here. As you can see, if we turn on the Bollinger Band here and I hide that moving average, it is kind of coming down, getting close to that midpoint. And yes, I did buy, even though it was on the top half of that Bollinger Band. I just wanted to jump in on this one as it has been bouncing off of this midpoint and just keeps moving up. Now, if it does drop on down and possibly get close to that bottom of that Bollinger Band, that could be a very good buy point for me. And especially when it does that and that RSI 2 here drops below 10. But I decided to just go ahead and just jump in. So I only got 12 shares, not a big purchase, but around about $500 worth. So what do you think about this one? Is this one interesting? I think it is. I really like the fact that that moving average there is just beautiful. As you look at that 1-year chart and that 5-year chart, it is just beautiful. So I can see myself in this one long term. And if it just continues to move up, this could be one that I would even be willing to dollar cost average in, even if it's moving up in price. Versus like the ones with YieldMax, where I only buy if it's under my real price per share, because I'm always willing to try to get that one paid off so that I can earn those distributions. But if DIVO is going to show me that it's going to continue to move up and to the right, then I'm willing to also dollar cost average in, even if it's moving up, because it is quite different on that chart versus something like, say, ULTY or SMCY or CONY or even WDTE, right? I want an ETF that's paying out that dividend or that distribution, and it looked like something like SPY here, and DIVO is looking a lot like it. So I'm really liking DIVO for the long term. Let me know down in the comments what you think of DIVO. I think it looks very interesting. It's definitely something that you should probably look into. Do your own research, but definitely don't take my advice, and definitely do not purchase or buy into DIVO just because I did. Do your own research and make your own decisions, as that is your money and you are the CEO of your portfolio. If you want to get notified of any purchases that I do make, or if you would like to get a copy of my stock tracker sheet where I do track all of my high yield ETFs, and I'll be adding DIVO in with these along with a purchase I did make, and all of this will get updated this week, which will adjust my real price per share, and we'll see where I sit at that point. But if you want to know a little bit more of ahead of time when I actually make those purchases, and to get a copy of my spreadsheet, slide on over, join us in the Discord. The link will be in the pinned comments and in the description below. We would love to have you join us, and you can throw in your thoughts and other ETFs that you're into, because maybe you found one that is very interesting as well. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. It would be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.